All right, so let's get into the layers of the TCP/IP or DoD model. All right, there are 4 layers. 4 layers. You have your application layer, your transport or host-to-host layer. That could be either or. Internet layer and network or link layer. Could be called either or, excuse me. Now, I know you've seen this already because I explained these particular protocols and encryption and communication sessions in another layer, which was the OSI. See, the original was the TCP/IP. That came before the OSI. Remember I said the OSI was like in 84 or something like that? This was before the OSI. So what the OSI explains in 7 layers, the TCP/IP explains it in 4 layers. So when we talk about the application layer of the DoD model, we're talking about the HTTP, HTTPS, all the applications or that access the network, all right, such as Telnet or the News Time protocol. Hey, props to you there, guy, for creating that one that can synchronize all our clocks in our computers. SNMP, where we can manage our network. One computer, like your book gives you an example. Hey, I'm burning up, and then you get a little alarm saying, hey, that computer's burning up. We better do something. All right, DHCP, all these things work at the application layer. The encryption, decryption, formatting, all these things, keeping sessions separate, all work at the application layer. Then we go down to the transport layer. Look at that. Now we see TCP, UDP, the acknowledgements, the windowing, the sequencing. These gotta sound familiar to you. Internet layer. The routing, when we deal with IP addresses and routing protocols. And then we go down to the network layer that deals with switches, bridges, MAC addresses. And then we deal with the cabling and hubs. That sounds just like the OSI, but the OSI does it in 7 different layers. So what am I trying to tell you with this? Yes, know your 4 layers, know what works on each 4 layer, but what they're going to gear you to as far as questioning is concerned in the test is going to be like this. Let me bring it up for you. Is how does the TCP/IP model map over to the OSI model? This, which you won't have this document, it's going to be there. So download all the stuff that I give you so you can have it. All right. You need to know that the application layer of the TCP/IP model maps over to the upper 3 layers of the OSI. Remember that was data, those PDUs. All right. So the application layer maps over to the top or upper 3 layer models. The transport maps over to the transport or host to host. Network matches over to the internet. If you look at just this layer right here, which is the easiest layer to, at least for me anyway, to understand, that makes sense the way they're mapping over, because the network here deals with the internet, which deals with routing protocols, IP addresses, logical pathways. So all these things make sense the way that they're mapping over. And then the last layer, the network or link layer, deals with the data link and physical layer of the OSI. So you need to know how one layer, or how one model, I should say, maps over to the other model when you're being asked a question. We know in the OSI what works. Now you know here what works on each layer as well, right? Application, transport, internet, and network. Now you know what works on each one. But most importantly, you need to know how each model maps over to one another. That is what you need to focus on as well when we get to the actual test. Okay? See you in the next session.